Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. This is Psychic Underlord giving you a brand new video for our YouTube page. So happy to be back. I feel like I've been on tour. I've been all over the internet, putting things together for our new Linktree page as well as our Quora page. Responding to a lot of answers there as well as our Reddit. Just getting started with that. And also our YouTube page, the inquiries that have come in, our Etsy page have kept me so occupied that doing this video has been something that's just on my mind constantly. And every time I get ready to do it, it seems like I've run out of time for that particular day. But now I'm back with another video talking specifically about something that is very current and very much a part of a paranormal and esoteric nature. I'm out here in the backyard again. As you can see, here it is. It's early February 2024. It's very cool outside, but it's a beautiful sunset. It was even more beautiful about 15 minutes ago, but I was so busy uh, writing and putting things together for our rituals. But the cosplay phenomenon, I know that many of us have seen in the cities that we live in and the places that we live. There are different obsession, a hobby. It's a great community. It used to be baseball cards. It used to be collecting stamps and all these interesting, fascinating hobbies, quilting and knitting, embroidering, all these kind of things. People would come together in these huge conventions. And nowadays, what we're finding is that many of what was once considered children's books, comic books for teenagers and children, the adults who have grown from those children, as well as other new adults that are kind of dialing back and to try to um, become a part of this comic book phenomenon, has created cosplay. People or adults wearing costumes, dressing up. The funness of having Halloween any time of the year. It is something that is very peculiar when you see hundreds and thousands of people all dressed in costumes, masquerading and parading up and down the streets of major convention centers. And these are some of the highest paid folks. You don't know where these people come from. Many of them fly to all over the country for different conventions all throughout the year. So it's very fascinating to see how this has come. The unicorns, the My Little Ponies, the Transformers, the G.I. Joes, all of these things, He Man and the Masters of the Universe. If you look into a store, if you're a person of a certain age and you go down the toy aisle, you'll see that they're reviving old toys for a brand new generation. And many times it says on the box, this is for adults too, because they're collecting them, they're selling them, and they're caught up in this cosplay, this wanting to be a part of something great. As you see, the magic of what it used to be as a child has changed dramatically over the last few years. Now they just put a tablet in a child's hand and they have no concept of what the child actually even likes. The child is self directed, going through its own life, living through its own experience and its own influences, and the parents have zero say in it and they have zero knowledge of it. Not unlike in our day, you'd sit down for Saturday morning cartoons and your parents would walk past and say, "Oh, that's what you're watching." Now, with the child with a tablet in their hand, you have no idea what they're watching, no idea what they're doing. So, the beginning of the end, as far as this cosplay, this kind of illusion of being something that makes you feel good. The beginning of this I noticed in the real world was intersectionality. It was a way to divide and split assignments, opportunities in half, continuously have people in a demo mode. So you're a professional person with 10 years of experience, but you're living in a freaking demo to show your skills to new people at any given time to try to maintain an income in a certain price bracket. And now what you're discovering is that people who are making more money are just working themselves to death with no education, no skills, nothing to offer. And all the other people are just leaving town, living in empty, expensive apartments, bailing out with a suitcase on call for the next job that pops up. No loyalty, no connection whatsoever to where they're living. It is an illusion that we're actually here because I'm cosplaying my life. I'm a part of the intersectionality. I'm feeling the feeling of what they want to have here, not the actual reality. So it's created many mistakes, destruction. All of this stuff has been cut in half because technically what it says is that we're rebuilding. Opportunities have not expanded, they've shrunk, but we've multiplied the amounts of people that are feeling the need to fulfill a feeling, not an actual role. The destruction of the economic system by the free market has created a disguised population. So the matter of upkeep, personality, my persona requires me putting money into my disguise, not on the internal. Everything actually on my internal side is totally either invisible or totally unmanaged. But the cosplay part is what the investment is all going into. And where is it going? It's going to foreign national companies. Where is manufacturing happening for all these costumes, for all these wigs, all this hair, all these cosmetics, all of these tennis shoes, all of these finely fabricated materials and polymers that are being manufactured into these cheaply made, mass produced costumes for people to be able to fulfill a feeling and to unload their pockets into the international arena. So, free market itself, in seeking a feeling, has destroyed the world. People don't know who's responsible for the destruction because everyone is responsible, clearly. The only difference is that they keep people much more secluded into several different rooms. So they remain in separate rooms. You never get a full feeling for how much of a cosplay is being propped up because you don't have a chance to observe the level of cosplaying that's going on. But the numbers are saying that it is a 360-degree operation, that this is what is happening. The battlefield has been cleared, even with restaurants sitting in literally in the streets paying taxes on properties, but half of your freaking restaurant sits in a freaking parking spot in the road after COVID. Sickness and suppression, they go together. So the suppression of people's emotional bodies, unable to speak, the chakra system loaded with all kinds of obstacles, blockages, things that are in the body that are not flowing properly. The chi is not flowing properly. The person cannot uh, stay in a situation that they're in, but they also have no options. They have no strength to fight. So the sickness and the surrendering to the sickness is just like when a restaurant owner says, I'm going to take all my extra resources and I'm either going to put up camp tables in a road because they said that we could do that. That's the only way we can actually exist because I can't get out of this contract I'm in. Or either I'm going to take my nice property and put it out in the street, or figure out how I can use a space in this restaurant while all the stuff that's in it ends up being sold out of the back door. But I'm still paying the property on this 8 by 10 situation of these walls that we're living under that house electricity and house water hookups and house sanitation inside of these walls that I'm paying the city for. People don't know how to receive information without considering the appearance of the messenger. We know that. People say that it's not like that, but it actually so is. And it so is more and more because of the fear that a wrong message may come because of that messenger. And so it automatically clicks the brain over into this judgmental assumption that if I see a certain messenger, I already can assume what the message is about. It's a sense of superiority. So, how do I survive in a place where everyone is disguised? How is that possible? To eliminate the messengers, it's created restaurant customers eating food in the natural street. So, you're going to eat your nice food and you're going to pay for it, but it's going to be in the street. So, the environment of what the location you thought you were going to was actually somewhere in the middle of the street to eat. You weren't going to go to a restaurant. You crazy? So there's a retrofitting in the mind that this is just a disguise of where I'm sitting in the street to eat my tacos, but it's still a restaurant. It's just cosplayed. The restaurant is cosplayed itself, and it's out here. So to masquerade has become a personal upkeep to hide the distance the messenger is to you in order to save the message. So, saving, if it's cosplayed, the message can be saved because the attack is upon the body. The destruction and the war is upon your physical body. COVID and every season since COVID, the destruction and death that awaits you if you are not one step ahead of this thing. I don't recall those times being, and it seems like as if those times have come from an ancient war of a destruction, of a carve out and a build out, so that the cosplayers can kind of find a nook and cranny and give the illusion that everything is still running, even though it's been completely shut down. And you cannot find a nightclub. You cannot find a social gathering. You can find a bar, a restaurant, and you get there and it's freaking closed. So cosplay is it's the first layer of the attack against your aura. Every level of the aura is under attack, and people know it. So divining ritual is the only way to manage the material composition of what surrounds the message, the environment, the people that you come across, the expectations that they hold, no matter how absurd. They're giving crazy expectations because these people have slid into carve outs for them, and these are the wrong people. So now what's happening is the divine matrix is literally taking a surgical instrument and carving them out of those areas that they've been sitting in because they cannot sit inside of the matrix. We didn't know it was going to get this ugly. We thought that the ascension, that people go through it and the natural reaction is that they would change and we all would be a part of a new concept together, that there would be harmonious repercussions to all of this. We never knew that the repercussions would be that they would reject the destiny control matrix to the point where the only available timelines are leading them into the ground for recycling into the earth because their energy, if you know anything about the destiny control matrix, you'll know that there is a certain level of energy produced naturally by the body itself. An electrical amount of daily in 24 hours, the maximum amount of energy that can come out of a body that's very active, very thoughtful, very physically active, very connected with everything, all these kind of things at its highest level and at its lowest level, it's energy use. You can have an extremely low level of energy use, but by the way the system has been designed, it surrounds you with high energy hospital machinery, all types of lights and electricity and things that hook into your body, metallic, transmissible energetic instruments into your body and around your body, sensing, detecting, information traveling. That information that hits the machine hits another computer screen and then gives more information diagnosis. So you have a dead body sitting here that's energetically dead, but it is lit up with resources from the destiny control matrix, which is illegal. That body is going to have to go dark. You have people who are extremely low energy, extremely toxic to others. They are energy lowering devices. They're hooked into mortgages, car notes, electricity bills, school loans. They're hooked into corporate operations, whether people walk left or walk right down the hall, policies that are instituted that produce or either reduce energetic use. So it's causing people to use more energy because the wave and particle function of the ebb and flow of the realm of energy that they think is just simply something on a piece of paper. They're actually now touching the property of the destiny control matrix. And within the next 30 days, you're going to see in your personal life, in your professional life, things dropping like flies. Not only living people, but also professional opportunities. The disguise that they used to advance the agenda within the destiny control matrix is not energetic enough of an increase to actually extend the possibility of their life in this electrical equation. So, as we're living and we're feeling and we're going through all these things, never underestimate what you feel. Never underestimate the power of what you're connected to and how there is a governor on this thing that dictates when the end shall be. You can't take a person that's completely dead energetically and give them every resource in the world to try to extend their life because guess what? The joke's on them. Their life comes and originates from where? From the very destiny control matrix that told them that your time is up.